Over the last week, I've seen repeated advertisements all over social media for Magicmon World. This is a creature collection MMORPG. People told me that the game was great. People told me that I need to try it. So I did. It's a brand new MMO. Of course, I tried it. And the results, well, you know what? This isn't even scripted. I'm just gonna talk to you while I replay some of my footage. We begin with what seems to be 7 different available classes. The Ghost Warrior, Crimson Hood, Sword Saint, the Chosen One, very creative name, the Ice Enchanter, Shadow Dancer, and the Wind Whisperer. Each of these classes seem to be gender locked from what I can tell. You can create your character. There are a few different hairstyles, a few different hair colors, a few different eye colors, a couple different faces, and some markings. I went with the Little Red Riding Hood character because I believe she used a scythe and she was the least dumb looking character that I could find. And then you're just thrust into the game, and if you look over to the right, you'll see there is an egregious amount of little mobile icons. It is immediately auto-playing. There is text popping up that doesn't even finish. There isn't a period to denote the end of a sentence. Hell, if you just read the sentences, they'll have like 6 words, and then there is no follow-up. It's ridiculous. And then you're thrust into a boss battle. You fight a bunch. Well, I use the term fight here. You auto or let the game fight a bunch of monsters for you while you go and rescue a bird. You auto level up multiple times. Turns out the bird's actually a dragon. And then you auto fight some more monsters. You run around. You fly on the bird. You kill what seems to be a large demonic dude who goes back into a portal. Then you end up isekai'd, I believe, into some kind of fantasy world. Not entirely sure. The story is really difficult to follow because not only does it barely make any sense, but it doesn't want you to actually consume the story. It has the actual box, the chat window, the actual information open for like a few seconds, and then it automatically just disappears. So you can continue moving to the next quest target because it is autopath, it is autoplay. And then you get a pet. You can summon a pet, you fight a bunch of monsters, you have those little notification windows popping up saying, you obtain new gear, why don't you go ahead and equip the new gear by clicking this one single button without going into the window itself or actually like discerning what the gear is or does or whether it relates to your class or age. Is all complete auto. At this juncture, well, actually, no, I'm gonna be real. After 10 seconds, I felt like this was an autopath browser game, but it's surprisingly not, even though it definitely feels like it. You fight some boss monsters, you talk to some NPCs, you fight some monsters, you talk to some NPCs, you get a llama mount or an alpaca mount, and then you try to figure out like how to actually use it, and then it closes a window, and then you're thrust into a boss battle, and then you open up new windows where you can like raise the rarity of your pet, and then you try leveling it, and then you're thrust into more combat, and you level more pet, and then you're level 40 or 50 or 30 or whatever. I believe in 11 minutes, I got all the way to level 40. If that doesn't tell you the quality of game this is, then I don't know what to say. Every time I attempted to learn anything in this game, it immediately closed the window, sent me to the next NPC, and opened a new window. There were so many features in this game. This just might be the most difficult MMORPG I have ever played. I've raided in Final Fantasy 14. Admittedly, not ultimate raids, or I only tried one savage raid, but people were too uncoordinated, so I quit. I did mythic raiding though, heroic and mythic raiding, and tons of mythic plus dungeons in World of Warcraft. And this game makes WoW and Final Fantasy 14 seem easy. It's unbelievable. It's just, it's so, yeah, I can't even like fathom a way to articulate how I want to criticize this game. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. I believe I played it for approximately an hour and a half. And that was about an hour and a half too long. There was not a single redeeming feature about it. There were an overwhelming number of menus, an overwhelming number of features, pet features, hatching pet features, upgrading pet features, summons, mounts, upgrading mounts, boss fights, varying difficulties that require various different things to actually challenge, premium currencies, non-premium currencies, gear currencies, item currencies, dungeon currencies. Like, god damn. And this was all in like the first hour of the game. Imagine starting a game and having that game have more mechanics, more features than an MMO at endgame. At endgame. I don't know what these guys were smoking, but it was not the good shit, that's for sure. I mean, like, if you were to ask me, hey Sticks, what did you like about the game? I could not list a single thing. Graphically, this game is horseshit. In terms of gameplay, there is none. Even for a mobile MMO, this is terrible. There are like Tower of Fantasy, Blue Protocol, Star Residence, Where Winds Meet, right? There are games that are playable on mobile. Not necessarily mobile exclusive MMOs, but MMOs or MMO adjacent games here in the form of Where Winds Meet that are so much better optimized, have so much better gameplay, have so much better graphics, have such a better story, have so much more to do, and are not as overwhelming. I don't know how this game fucked that up. I don't know how anyone looked at this game, the devs looked at this game and thought this right here is the product we want to ship. This is the quality of game we are happy with. This is an absolute horseshit MMO with not a single redeeming feature. They advertise this as a fun, like, Pal World, creature collection, anime MMO that's like Aura Kingdom or something like that, and it just isn't. It isn't at all. I wouldn't compare this game to anything. I genuinely, I suffered through an hour just so I could do a video to tell all of you not to play this. This is by far the worst MMORPG I have played in a hot minute. I do not think an MMO can release this year that is worse than this. I challenge a company to release a worse MMO than this, and if they do, holy shit, I'd be very excited to cover it, because this is really, really bad. And it's also incredibly pay to win. Did I mention that? I don't think so. It is ridiculously, egregiously pay to win, because you can buy like gear and items in game that just reward you with so much combat power that, like, why would you even bother playing at that juncture when people that can pay to just one-shot you, the one-shot bosses, when that is a possibility here, why would you even bother trying to compete? It's just pointless. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.